back at it again. As long as the tractor didn't give me any grief today, I'm going to work on clearing out more of the garage and do a walk around where it's at now. This is an ideal time because we've had a couple of warm days and a ton of rain also, and the roof's missing over there. So everything for the whole winter has been getting saturated and then frozen together to the ground and everything else. So right now we've had a good bit of a warm spell. Today's in the 40s. So I should be able to shovel everything off the ground, get things moved a lot easier. So I'm going to try and focus on this today. And here's a little walk. So this is a bunch of metal I've just been kind of throwing in an area. And yesterday I was able to shovel a little bit of this and actually find more concrete because it was all frozen solid before. That's where I had a jack the ridge beam that's broken. That was a fun day. Split my head open. Just tons of metal and stuff everywhere. Just all trash and all just saturated. And see, like, that's full of water down there. That's full of water up there. At least it's water right now. And like everything was just frozen solid. So looks like most of it's thawed out. So I'll work on digging in. Sorry for the glare happening here. But yeah, just stuff everywhere. And one of my buddies messaged me, actually two buddies messaged me about this guitar, and in okay shape. I think you can get like maybe $400 for them. So maybe it's worth maybe $100. Probably have one of my buddies sell it. But yeah, so still a good amount of just stuff everywhere. And over here, just every nook and cranny just has stuff piled everywhere. It looks like there's a whole box of wheels for like cots and toys and stuff over there. But just tons and tons of trash. And then all this stuff up top also. Which I think I covered this in a previous video. But there's still some rocking horses, cribs, bed frames, bins of other, probably dolls, I bet. Fish tanks, bureaus, all on all this stuff that's collapsing. Like if you look, see how crooked these lights are? All these beams are rotted off of the far side of the garage, and they're just resting on that track. And that track really isn't held up by anything. Yeah, so that whole track is held up to that beam up there with a couple of lag bolts. Looks like one bent nail and a lag bolt, and then sideways over to one of the studs on the wall. And that stud's broken off the wall also. So yeah, so all this isn't supported by much, and I'm right under it. Oh boy. Let's hope I don't split my head open again. I'm alone today. We'll be as careful as possible. And I'll do a little walk around to some of the other stuff that we had left out just for me to take videos of and whatnot, so I can get those thrown in the dumpster also. I'll do those in a separate little video. But I'll be checking in throughout the day. Hopefully we'll find something cool that will entertain you guys a little bit. Thanks for watching. Making a little headway, so I figured I'd do a check-in. Using the tractor because all this stuff is just saturated, heavy, bolts, nuts, nails, just saturated leaves, just absolutely heavy, dense stuff. So filling this thing up bit by bit and then driving over and dumping it. And same thing as always, it's just all trash. Nothing good, nothing cool, but we're making progress over here. Made it over to this far, all this. Keep throwing all more and more metal to this side. A couple of plastic bins in there, but pretty much full of metal. And getting a lot of stuff cleared down from here. And this is almost all metal now. That's mostly metal except for the wooden box itself and whatnot. But found this hanging up behind the toolbox. When I feel like working, I lie down until the feeling goes away. Nope, that's not me. That's not the way to get stuff done. You just gotta keep pushing through it. You gotta get it done. Speaking of get it done, I'm gonna get back to it. Making more progress. Digging out, trying to separate all the steel so it's worth more for somebody to go scrap it and I don't have to pay to get rid of it because they charge you by weight on the dumpsters also. Felt like the stuff's just laying around everywhere. That's two separate gears that are now one just because they were laying with each other. But yeah, just a lot of trash. But blessing today, it's all thawed. All this stuff was frozen rock solid last time I was in here. So I can actually separate it now, and I can get it off the floor. That's a huge bonus. So we'll take it. But get back to it. I wonder if that effect of that light's going to come through. That's pretty cool looking. Ah, it's blowing in. Nice. Anyway, found something that's not total trash. That's surprising. So in this bin, underneath all this stuff and moving a bunch of these Coke crates with trash in them, in here, little Dorman bins. I love Dorman products. I've always loved their logos. Their products used to be really good. Look at that, some fine thread hardware. Still good. And then there's another one underneath it. It's just got some random stuff in it. Some cotter pins and whatnot. Alright, these will go over to the tiny keep pile. We'll put these over the other side here. A tiny little stash of random things I might keep. An old Chevron mirror. Here's a question for you that I've never searched, and I'm not going to take the time to search now. Why is it called a Chevron? Is it because of the style? Or is it because the Chevron gas stations had the same logo? I wonder if it has like military base or something, background or something like that. But maybe I'll look it up later. Maybe one of you guys will look it up and comment. But either way, I've always liked those Chevron mirrors. So maybe that's one thing I'll keep hanging in the corner somewhere. Back to work. One of the other things is everywhere you go, there's essentially scrap metal stuff. Trash replacement parts. Or not replacement parts, replaced parts. So like typically you have like a little corner where you throw all your scrap metal and let it gather and then you get rid of it all at once. But it's literally every inch of this big. Everywhere on the toolboxes, around the toolboxes, on the floors, up on the benches, in the cabinets, up in places, like on the tool carts here. It's like, you know, old tie rod ends, throw bearings, power steering pulleys. Don't even know, but just like bearing races and stuff, just everything everywhere, and just extra springs and just stuff. But yeah, like everywhere you go there's extra and random parts just everywhere. It's like sometimes when you hold on to stuff, like there's some sort of organization, and like these, that's 3 bins wide. That stack is probably one under there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows high, and I've already thrown maybe a dozen in the trash already. Just And then the coffee cans and paint cans just everywhere. All have stuff in them. Just they're everywhere. Paint cans, paint cans, paint cans. Everywhere. I'll get to the end of it eventually. But sure ain't going fast. Gonna get back to it. And again, the wires everywhere. Check out this vine. Thing grew in the open window, broken window, up and around, and then back outside. And as you can see, it was thriving. Vines are everywhere. Vines, thorns, extension cords, power cables. Light cords everywhere. Crazy. I start having nightmares about things hanging, like vines and cords and all that stuff. But, I don't know. I'll get back to it. All kinds of boxes of stuff that were on the wall. Used brake pads, used master cylinders, more used brake pads, used U-joints, used coils, used voltage regulators, one new set of pads, and one new sway bar link. All those boxes are all used trash. Whatever. Sorry for the noise of the tractor. Just wanted to cover a couple of things I found while I was clearing out the garage, and one of them's kind of cool. So, rigid bone grip, long grip, whatever that is, screw extractors. It's all aluminum. All the extractors are missing. The backer pieces are there. That's crazy. But it's all aluminum. Normally this stuff nowadays is just all plastic crap. And then this guy, a little belt drive grinder and wire wheel, is mounted to the bench anywhere. And this guy was sealed up in here. Got a little collapsible fishing rod with some tackle in there. I may keep this one around. I may keep that around because there is a river right behind the house. So if I get fed up one day in the middle of the day, maybe I'll take that, go sit by the creek and go fishing. We'll see. If I do, I'll make a video of it so you guys know I'm relaxing. But yeah, so now getting some more of this metal out of here and whatnot. I got a good amount taken out over there, and I was able to broom sweep the floor for a pretty big area. Pushing a broom around is pretty satisfying. That means progress. Like, I'm finding the floor. It's pretty crazy to be excited to find the floor. Normally it's just there, you're walking around all the time, you take it for granted. But when you can't get to it, when you finally do get to it, you're pretty excited. So I'm pretty excited. So I'm gonna keep going. I don't have much left to light tonight, so check in when I'm done. Who needs safety glasses when you're fast at blinking? That was a close call. Picked up a metal toolbox. It was all rusty and the top ripped. Slung some rusty water in my face to clean that off. And just like that, the sun's falling on me again. So, got something else I had to take care of tomorrow, so I might be here in the afternoon. We'll see. But here's where we landed tonight. See if we can get some light out of this camera. Alright, so all the scrap metal's out there. Everything's all cleared up here. Got all the way to the garage door here. Over there, this is more scrap metal here. And obviously just some bins. Those bins I'll probably use to contain some of the scrap metal until it gets picked up. But managed to clear all the floor to there. And this is all scrap metal and bins. That's it. So that's easy. That's a few loads in the tractor once I have another spot for it all. But I still got to dig through all that stuff in the corner, and dug through some of the stuff on the shelves. Got some of the fallen debris off the toolboxes. Still haven't gotten that. That might be my. I'll probably do this next, and then deal with this when the floor is clear. I just don't want to be dealing with that, tripping and falling over stuff, because this is going to be dangerous enough as it is. So yeah, so that's That's where we landed. And check out this little vise. Clamps to the side of the table, whatnot. It's kind of like a big C for Charlie. I mean, I say big, but that's my 2 fingers holding it. It's small. It's cute. We go like on the side of a bench or something. That's a cool little guy. I doubt he'll come clean, but maybe I'll hang on to him. And amongst all the stuff, there was a bunch of pistons and stuff like that. They're all used and excuse me. They're all used and whatnot, so probably never use them. But I can't fault the guy for holding on to this one. That's some good carnage. Pistons busted and all that. And for those of you that don't know, that piece should be totally straight with like a C shape on it and another cap that goes around the crank. The C piece is gone. Pretty cool. Yeah. But this will wrap it up for the night. I'm just going to park the tractor, screw the doors shut, disable the tractor, do my normal routine, and get on out of here. It's amazing how much this camera makes it look like it's light out, but it's really not. Like, you can see how dark it is in here because there's no light coming in. You come out. It seems like practically daylight out here. I wish it was. I'd keep going. But we'll wrap it up for the night. You guys have a great night and a happy new year. I'll try and post this tonight. So I hope you all have a safe and happy new year with the ones you love, and not too bad of a hangover in the morning for the ones that are partying.